Imagine pulling up to a stoplight in 1971, surrounded by big block monsters twice your size, and knowing, without a shred of doubt, that this compact Plymouth is about to humiliate them all. This isn't a Duster. This is the 340 4-speed, lightweight assassin that proved intelligence beats displacement. And once you hear why, you'll never look at muscle cars the same way again. What you are looking at is not just a car. It is a moment in American muscle history distilled into steel, fire, and attitude. This is the 1971 Plymouth Duster 340, a machine born at the exact intersection where compact practicality collided violently with big block confidence and somehow emerged as one of the most dangerous small cars Detroit ever released to the public. Before we go any further, take a second to absorb what that means. In an era obsessed with excess, Plymouth did the unthinkable. They dropped a high-winding, hard-edged 340 cubic inch Mopar V8 into a lightweight A-body shell, bolted a 4-speed manual behind it, and sent it out to hunt cars that cost far more, weighed far more, and looked far more expensive. This wasn't about luxury materials or soft comfort. This was about domination through efficiency, intelligence, and raw mechanical intent. The Duster itself arrived as a fastback variant of the humble Valiant, but the moment the 340 badge appeared, everything changed. Under that long, slightly aggressive hood lived one of the most respected small block engines ever engineered by Chrysler. The 340 wasn't built to be polite. It was built to rev, to breathe, and to punish complacency. High compression, large valves, forged internals, and a camshaft that meant business gave this engine a personality that felt alive, almost impatient. On paper, it was rated at 275 horsepower, but anyone who understands the era knows that number was conservative. In reality, the 340 was comfortably flirting with 300 horsepower, and when paired with a 4-speed manual, it transformed the Duster into something far more serious than its compact proportions suggested. Slide into the driver's seat, and you're greeted by a cockpit that feels purposeful rather than plush. The seating position is upright, the view over the hood commanding. There's no excess here, no distractions. Just gauges, metal, vinyl, and the promise of violence waiting behind the clutch pedal. Turn the key and the engine doesn't simply start, it announces itself. The idle has a sharp edge, a slight loop that tells you this engine was designed with performance first, compromise second. Press the clutch, slot the shifter into first, and suddenly the world outside feels smaller, like the car has already decided where it's going and you're just along for the ride. The magic of the 1971 Duster 340 lies in its balance. While other muscle cars relied on brute force and sheer displacement, this Plymouth leaned on weight advantage and chassis dynamics. The A-body platform was light, nimble, and responsive, combined with heavy-duty suspension components, upgraded sway bars, and performance-oriented gearing. The Duster felt agile in a way that surprised drivers who underestimated it. This was a car that could embarrass larger machines not just in a straight line, but on winding roads where control and confidence mattered. The steering talked to you. The chassis responded instantly. The rear tires fought for traction as the tack climbed. And every shift through the 4-speed felt mechanical, deliberate, and deeply satisfying. Visually, the 1971 Duster 340 strikes a perfect balance between subtle menace and unmistakable muscle. The fastback roofline flows cleanly into the rear quarters, giving the car a sense of motion even at rest. The hood scoops, performance stripes, and bold badging weren't there to shout, they were there to warn. This was a car that didn't need to be loud to be dangerous. Parked at the curb, it looked compact, almost innocent, but those who knew. They recognized the stance, the wheel and tire combination, the way it sat just right, ready to pounce. 1971 was also a pivotal year. The muscle car era was beginning to feel the pressure of emissions regulations, rising insurance costs, and shifting priorities. Yet the Duster 340 arrived with defiance. It represented the last stand of high compression, high attitude, small block performance before the industry began to retreat. That makes this car not just fast, but historically significant. It is a snapshot of a moment when engineers were still allowed to chase excitement without apology. Driving a Duster 340 with a manual transmission is a tactile experience that modern cars simply cannot replicate. There are no filters here, no electronic safety nets smoothing out the edges. Every vibration, every mechanical sound, every surge of torque is delivered directly to the driver. You feel the engine pulling through the mid-range, the chassis squatting under acceleration, the rear end working to keep everything pointed straight. It demands attention and rewards skill. This is not a car you casually drive. This is a car you engage with. Collectors understand this. That's why original, well-documented 1971 Duster 344 speed cars have become increasingly desirable. They represent authenticity in a world flooded with recreations and clones. The VI encodes matter, the engine stampings matter, the transmission, the rear axle, the details that separate a real car from an imitation are scrutinized because this car has earned that respect. It is no longer just a performance bargain from the past. It is a blue chip piece of Mopar history, and yet despite its growing value, the soul of the Duster 340 remains unchanged. It is still the car that punched above its weight, the car that proved you didn't need the biggest body or the largest engine to win, the car that rewarded those who understood balance, gearing, and driver involvement. In a lineup of muscle cars, it stood slightly apart, not because it was louder, but because it was smarter. Today, when you see a 1971 Plymouth Duster 340 rolling by, especially with a 4-speed manual, you're not just seeing a classic car, you're witnessing a philosophy, a belief that performance should be accessible, that engineering should serve excitement, and that driving should feel alive. This car doesn't beg for attention, it commands respect from those who recognize its significance. The Duster 340 is not about nostalgia alone, it is about legacy, about the engineers who dared to build something special in a compact shell, about the drivers who lined up at stoplights knowing they had something lethal under the hood, about the era when muscle cars were raw, honest, and unapologetically thrilling. This is the kind of car that reminds us why we fell in love with driving in the first place. If you've ever wondered what happens when intelligence meets aggression, when restraint meets rebellion, when a small car is given a big heart and told to run free, the answer is right here. The 1971 Plymouth Duster 40 is not just remembered, it is revered. And every time that 340 fires up and a manual gearbox drops into gear, history doesn't just repeat itself, it roars back to life.